Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 46th edition of the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. We are back here at Hastings College after a one-year hiatus with the field turf update. Looks real sharp out here. Also new to the stadium just as of Thursday night is the gigantic video screen there in the southeast corner of Lloyd Wilson Field. Some upgrades here, and that thing looks really, really sharp. Excited to have our video feed up there, replay available, and excited, of course, to bring you live coverage of the 46th edition of this Summer Classic. We've got the introduction of the players, coaches, and parents, all of that coming up here in just a moment, so we'll get you ready for a summertime classic. We've got the best and brightest from across the state this year, some star-studded names, and they are getting set to do battle one last time as an 8-man football player. Some of these guys will be off to college and taking their talents to the next level. And for many of them, this will be the final time to put on the pads and the helmets and knock some heads, as it were, to get ready for their final game as a football player. It is a unique sport in that regard. You can play basketball as long as the knees hold out. You can run for an awful long time. We've seen some runners well into the 70s and 80s, right? You can play tennis or the new craze, pickleball, for a long time in your life. You can play volleyball to a certain extent at the rec for quite a while within your life. But football has a very short lifespan for the vast majority of its players. For those good enough to be selected for an all-star game, it is a truly unique honor to be able to say, I get to represent my school, my community one more time. And we're excited to bring, for the 9th time, bring you live coverage of this year's event. As always, a huge thank you to the Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association. They are the ones who organize this game. The Sertoma of Hastings, obviously the kind of the main sponsor, but it really is a labor of love for the 8-man coaches. They put a lot of time and effort into everything that goes into this game. Whether it is the selecting of the players, those rosters are usually announced there in March. And as we get, we'll get the announcement of next year's coaches will come out here in the next couple of weeks. And one thing that has been an addition since 2017 is the Nebraska 8-Man Coaches Association Hall of Fame. And we'll talk more about that as we get ready for the 2023 class induction ceremony. That'll happen at halftime of this year's game. We've got a few minutes yet before we get to the start of the introduction of the players and the coaches. Weather-wise this week in Nebraska, it's been really quite nice. It has not been 100 degrees all week like it has been at sometimes in the past, but it has been a truly nice weather event for this week. And today, a high in the mid-70s and expecting it to cool off even a little bit as we go on through this game. There was some showers that had rolled through a good chunk of Nebraska for the first time in a while last night. That kind of took some of the edge out of some of the heat that had been accumulating during the day. But we are in a really good spot weather-wise for today's festivities. Of course, it was also a few years ago, and in about 2018, I believe, was the first year we moved from a typical 1 p.m. kickoff to a 6 p.m. kickoff. Plenty of years where it was plenty hot there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of July or middle of June. So the Coaches Association said, you know what, guys, we might consider an evening kickoff. And by and large, we have hit some really good, nice weather since then. Now we've got the introduction of the players and the coaches.
And the 46th annual Sertoma 8-Man Football All-Star Game. Since 1978, the 8-Man Football Coaches Association, with the cooperation of the Hastings Sertoma clubs, have brought together the very best of the recently graduated senior class of 8-man football players from one end of the state to the other. This East meets West matchup never fails to entertain, and we're ready now for the next big game. Right now, let's meet the players for this year's game. Medals will be presented at midfield by Nathan Glaus of Palmer, the president of the Nebraska 8-Man Coaches Association. He will be assisted by Vice President Jim Clarkson from Clarkson League, Dustin Kronhoffman, the Secretary of the Coaches Association from Arapahoe, and Treasurer Brian Blevins from Lawrence Nelson. They have special guidance as well from Cruz Blevins. Now to meet the players beginning on the West roster and in addition to your program, Wearing number 0, it's Cooper Wendland. A back from Arapahoe, the son of Jamie and April Wendland. Coached by Dustin Kronhoffman.
Top one for the green. Ready, camera 3. We're on camera 3.
Wearing number 1 for the East All-Stars is Mason Whitmore, a tight end at 6'3", 180 pounds from Clarkson Lee. He's the son of Craig and Nicole Whitmore and Casey and Brent Redfield. Coached in high school by Jim Clarkson.
Alex, step on the other side of the 50. Real quick. Nope, other to your left. Yep. We're going to have to do that.
Number 1 for the West All-Stars is Aiden Kuester, a quarterback at 6'1", 190 pounds from Neligh-Oakdale. He's the son of Trent and Hannah Hofer and Aaron and Kenneth Henry Gadigan. Coached in high school by Ron Beacom.
Okay, Alex, I need you to walk all the way up to the Hastings logo. Just start walking forward, because they're going to get them up. Yep, just go.
For the East All-Stars, wearing number 2, Jackson Winhoff, a back, 5'10", 175 pounds from Elgin Public, Pope John High School. He's the son of Greg and Joe Winhoff, coached by Greg Winhoff.
All right, now find the player, Alex.
Number 2 for the West All-Stars is Cohen Grindle, a receiver at 5'9", 165 pounds from Cambridge. The son of Desmond Grindle and Ashley Brush, coached by Catelyn Wright. Number 3 for the East All-Stars is Hunter Pope, a 6'1", 155 pound receiver from Palmyra. The son of Trevor and Megan Pope, coached by Tyler Moss. Number 3 for the West All-Stars is Tayson Loomis, a 6'2", 190 pound back from Bridgeport. He's the son of Cody and Naomi Loomis, coached by Jeremy Reimers. Number 4 on the East All-Stars is 5'11", 180 pound back. It was Tanner Fromm from Plainview. He's the son of Wyatt and Alyssa Fromm, coached in high school by Kyle Schmidt. Number 7 on the West All-Stars is Corbin Horner, a 5'11", 180 pound back from Dundee County, Stratton. The son of Trevor and Molly Horner, coached by Mike Spargo. On the East All-Stars, wearing number 6 is Ethan Essery, a tight end at 6'1", 172 pounds from Weeping Water. He's the son of Jeremy and Eve Essery. For the West All-Stars, wearing number 10 is Hayden Griffith, a 6'2", 190 pound back from Arcadia Loop City. The son of Larry and Kelly Griffith, coached in high school by Mike Scott. Number 8 for the East All-Stars is Braxton Volk, a 6'1", 170 pound back from Pender. The son of Cody and Amy Volk, coached by Cody Volk. Number 12 for the West All-Stars is Carson Bloom, a 6'1", 180 pound receiver from Riverside High School. The son of David and Jody Bloom, coached by Corey Velasic. The East All-Stars at number 10 today is Trev Peters, a 6'1", 185 pound back from Heartland. The son of Jeff and Tammy Peters, coached by Benjamin Lindsay. Number 13 on the West All-Stars is Clayton Kleckner, a 6'2", 175 pound receiver from Riverside High School. The son of Troy and Liz Kleckner, coached by Cody Velasic. Number 13 on the East All-Stars is Drew Beeson, a 5'9", 190 pound back from Clarkson Lee. He's the son of Bob and the late Susie Beeson, coached by Jim Clarkson. Wearing number 14 for the West All-Stars is Aiden Kuester, a 5'10", 175-pound receiver from Lawrence Nelson. The son of Greg and Tina Kuester, coached by Brian Blevin. Number 15 on the East All-Stars. We would like to honor number 15, Hunter Palmer from Wisner Pilger. Here on his behalf are his mother Jessica, his sister Taylor, and brother Anthony. For the West All-Stars, wearing number 15, Isaiah Bullis, a 5'9", 152-pound back from Highline High School. The son of Kevin and Nancy Bullis, coached in high school by Ben Siegel. Number 18 for the East All-Stars is Carter Ruse, a 6'3", 200-pound back from Freeman. The son of Anita and Kyle Ruse, coached by Travis Andreessen. Number 17 for the West All-Stars is Xander Wolf, a 5'11", 185-pound back from Central Valley High School. The son of Lucas and Andrea Wolf, coached by Chip Bartos. Wearing number 21 for the East All-Stars is Cade Hosier, a 5'9", 170-pound back from Elmwood Murdoch. The son of Tyler and Jody Hosier, coached by Lance Steffen. Number 22 for the West All-Stars is Corey Johnson, a 6', 200-pound back from Sand Hills Valley. The son of Jason and Jennifer Johnson, coached by Luke Connell. Number 22 for the East All-Stars is Jason Clausen, a 6'2", 170-pound back from Stanton. The son of Chance and Alyssa Clausen, coached by David Stoddard. Number 23 for the West All-Stars is Slate McKeel, a 6'1", 210-pound back from Twin Luke High School. The son of Stan and Mandy McKeel, coached by Coach Kazeel. Number 24 for the East All-Stars is Alex Benson, a 5'8", 160-pound back from Osmond. The son of Nathan and Terry Benson, coached by Wyatt Shuley. Number 27 for the West All-Stars is Keegan Schuler, a 5'11", 215-pound back from Hitchcock County. The son of Blake and Amanda Schuler, coached by Randall Rabb. Number 28 for the East All-Stars is Justin Byer, a 5'10", 195-pound back from Howells Dodge. The son of Jamie and the late Ryan Byer, coached by Mike Spears. Wearing number 28 for the West All-Stars is Peyton Hefke, a 6', 195-pound back from Sand Hills Thetford. The son of Kyle and Laurie Hockey, coached by Tyson Cox. For the East All-Stars, wearing number 29 is Ian Kuhar, a 5'11", 185-pound tight end from Bloomfield. The son of Matt and Bridget Kuhar, coached by Matt Kuhar. Number 31 for the West All-Stars is Aiden Kuester, a 6'2", 185-pound win from Hitchcock County. The son of Kurt and Lynette Kuester, coached by Randall Rapp. Number 32 for the East All-Stars is Easton Weber, a 5'11", 200-pound back from Bruning, Davenport, Chickley. The son of Matt and Jody Weber, coached by Chris Artisono and Matt Rotter. Number 33 for the West All-Stars, Clay Meyer, a 6'1", 215-pound lineman from Loomis. The son of Alan and Dana Meyer, coached by Ty Steves. Number 35 for the East All-Stars is August Schulting, a 6'2", 200-pound back from Wisner Pilger. The son of Andy and Lisa Schulting, coached by A.J. Borky. For the West All-Stars, number 40, Andrew Furrow, a 6'2", 230-pound end from Sand Hills, Thetford. The son of J.D. and Christy Furrow, coached by Tyson Cox. Number 37 for the East All-Stars is Gavin Whitley, a 6', 230-pound end from Lyons, Decatur, Northeast. The son of Angela Whitley, coached by Mason Owett. On the West All-Stars, wearing number 42 is Sid Miller, the 5'10", 195-pound lineman from Anselmo Myrna, coached by Brett and Michelle, or the son of Brett and Michelle Miller, and coached by Troy Gilligan. Number 41 for the East All-Stars is Trevor Bolton, a 5'10", 225-pound lineman from Cross County. The son of Mark and Sarah Bolton, coached by Matt Carroll. Number 55 for the West All-Stars is Dylan Baugh, a 6'1", 225-pound win from Arapahoe. The son of Jerry and Lisa Baugh, coached by Dustin Kronhofer. For the East All-Stars, wearing number 54 is Merrick Maltzberger, a 6'1", 225-pound lineman from Heartland. The son of Matt and Tara Maltzberger, coached by Benjamin Lindsay. Wearing number 57 for the West All-Stars is Thomas Pisoda, a 6'2", 265-pound lineman from Ravenna. The son of Brandy and Kevin Pisoda, coached by Dan Bowling. On the East All-Stars, wearing number 56 is Colby Casey, a 6'3", 235-pound lineman from Laurel, Concord, Coleridge. The son of Jim and Don Casey, coached by Alan Gatula. Number 63 for the West All-Stars is Landon Schrader, a 6'4", 240-pound lineman from Neligh-Oakdale. The son of James and Tammy Schrader, coached by Ron Beacom. Number 72 for the East All-Stars is Gunnar Mumford, a 5'11", 180-pound back from Thayer Central. He's the son of Gunnar and Jenny Mumford, coached by Doug Horn. Number 64 on the West All-Stars, Miles Boggs, a 5'11", 237-pound lineman from Bertrand. The son of Ross and Angel Boggs, coached by Steve Kolpak. On the East All-Stars, wearing number 78 is Vance Smith, a 6'1", 235-pound lineman from Sutton, the son of Tyson Smith and Travis Smith, coached by Steve Raymer. On the West All-Stars, wearing number 71 is Isaac Welch, a 6'2", 275-pound lineman from Mullen, the son of Marcy Roman, coached by Wade Marsh. On the East All-Stars, wearing number 85 is Jake Rath, a 6'3", 190-pound end from Laurel Concord Coleridge, the son of Scott and Angie Rath, coached by Alan Katula. For the West All-Stars, wearing number 80 is Zachary Lewandowski, a 6'1", 160-pound back from Ravenna. He's the son of Tim and Katie Lewandowski, coached by Dan Bowling. For the East All-Stars, wearing number 93 is Andy Dominguez, a 6', 195-pound lineman from Howell Side, the son of Jose and Gladys Dominguez, coached by Mike Spears. And now for the coaching staffs for tonight's ball game. An assistant coach for the West All-Stars, Dan Bowling from Ravenna, along with his wife Hillary, son Barrett, and daughters Lucy, Evie, and Natalie. Assistant coach for the East All-Stars, Kyle Smith from Plainview, along with his wife Erica, children Harper, Riggins, and Chloe. An assistant coach for the West All-Stars this year is Mike Spargo from Dundee County Stratton, along with his wife Megan and daughters Tara, Abigail, and Molly. On the assistant coaching staff for the East All-Stars, David Stoddard from Stanton, along with his wife Beth and children Landry, Cal, and Merritt. For the West All-Stars, we have assistant coach Dexter Hanville from Neligh-Oakdale, along with his wife Stephanie and son Jackson. Assistant coach for the East All-Stars is Brad Cornell from Wisner-Pilger, along with his wife Laura. And now the head coaches for tonight's ball game. Head coach for the West All-Stars tonight is Ron Beacom from Neligh-Oakdale High School. And the head coach of the East All-Stars, A.J. Berkey from Wisner-Pilger High School, along with his wife Lindsay and children Paisley and Broderick. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 46th Annual Sertoma 8-Man Football All-Stars.
Honoring the players, parents, and coaches for the 46th edition of the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. The pregame festivities will continue momentarily.
First of all, in lieu of an invocation, we of course pray, as we always do for occasions like this, for the safety of all our players tonight. Let everyone have a great game tonight, and let all of you that have traveled here to be a part of this great game, with the help from heaven above, guide us tonight and on our trip home as well. Our thank you for that as we pray in the Lord's name. Also now, as we continue to stand and gentlemen remove cover, the performance of our national anthem as sung by the Hastings Men's Chorus is a playing.
I'm going to be on camera here. You just sit back. We are back in Hastings for the 8-Man All-Star Classic. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone, on StriveSports.com. 9th time we've been able to bring you this summertime classic, and it has been a lot of fun for us to see the broadcast evolve over the years. In fact, we were just talking as we arrived that, a few years ago, 2015, it was the middle of June, end of June, in 2015 was the first time that Strive was involved with a live video broadcast of the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. There were 4 of us total. Taylor Siebert was producing our game. J.C. Clyer was running the camera. And myself and Tony Chapman were on the call. Since then, we've now expanded to having Hoosier, to having Mason, to having Elijah. We've got sideline cameras. We've got sideline reporting. We've got instant replay going. We've also got the video going to the big board here at Hastings College. So it's been fun to see the evolution of our broadcast, and hopefully we can bring you an exciting broadcast and an exciting game as we honor these players who have put so much time and effort into their performances over the years. We've got some records as well as we get ready for kickoff between the East and the West here on StriveSports.com. It will be the West side receiving first in the green jerseys with the yellow tops on the shoulders. Corbin Horner of DCS and Carson Bloom of Riverside are back deep for the West All-Stars. And it's big number 93, Andy Dominguez of Howells Dodge, as the kicker for the East All-Stars. East All-Star coach A.J. Berkey, selected last summer, of Wisner-Pilgert, assisted by Kyle Schmidt, Dave Stoddard. Ron Beacom on the other side for the West. From Neligh-Oakdale, assisted by Dan Bowling of Ravenna and Mike Spargo of DCS. We are underway in the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. This return taken up the near sideline and out to the 35-yard line there by Corbin Horner, and it will be 1st and 10 for the West All-Stars, who will have at the quarterback position one of the top 8-man players in the nation for his career. Aiden Kuester of Neligh-Oakdale set a new national record for total offense accounted for through his 4 years, an accomplished wrestler as well. There's just not a whole lot this kid hasn't done on an athletic contest. And we're going to see with his head coach, Ron Beacom, we're probably going to get to see the full Neligh-Oakdale offense. And the first play is just that, a fake sweep. And then it is Kuester keeping it back to the right side, but he's wrapped up quickly by Justin Bayer of Howells Dodge, a starting linebacker for the Jaguars. And that is a 1-yard gain on the first play of the game. 2nd down and 9 to go. And now Kuester setting up a screen and has it incomplete. It was broken up there as he actually kind of threw it right to August Schulting of Wisner-Pilger. August plays on the other team, though. And it will be 2nd down, or 3rd down now, and 9 yards to go. So they were trying to get the screen set up to Corbin Horner of DCS. Cohen Grindle of Cambridge is the receiver. He's split on the near side. And Clay Meyer of Loomis, the tight end, on the far side. Low snap. Kuester has to scramble to pick it up, but does. Sets his sights downfield, lobs it. It is going to be caught. 1st down and a big catch for Corbin Horner, who pulls down the lofted pass. 1st and 10 for the West All-Stars. And there you get to see the just kind of what has happened over the years. 25 yards on the pitch and catch to Horner. Kuester just making something happen. All his eyes downfield, lobbed that thing up there. Horner able to find some separation and get the 1st down catch. Meyer, the tight end, shifts over to the right, split out. There is Kleffner, and they'll throw the receiver screen to Kleffner. He's wrapped up after a couple of short yards. Bayer in on the tackle along with Dominguez. But you get this shotgun spread offense and about 3 yards on the catch. We're going to see a lot of Kuester doing just that. Back in the shotgun, able to make a play. Can you scramble with your feet? Can you throw it downfield? Yeah, there's a reason he was a nightmare for 8-man coaches, as he's going to be a lead blocker on this play as they snap it right to Horner, who crosses the 35 and gets it down to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 3 for Horner, as Kuester was the lead block on that one. Kleffner and Grindle splitting out to the right side. Meyer, the tight end. The offensive lineman, Sid Miller of Anselmo Myrna at center. The guards, Thomas Soda of Ravenna and Landon Schrader of Neligh-Oakdale. This is Kuester, got a trap block, got a 1st down, still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line. Nifty little run again, 14 yards and a 1st down for Aiden Kuester of Neligh-Oakdale. As the first drive of the game is a good one so far for the West All-Stars. And, of course, we are playing on the 100-yard field. Yes, we have the correct 8-man width of field, but we are playing 100 yards goal line to goal line, so an extra 20 to gain. Kuester running away from his block, evades 2 guys, lowers his shoulder then, and he has powered his way down near the 11-yard line. You know, in his stat book, it only goes down as a gain of about 4, maybe 5. I beg your pardon, it does go all the way down the 11, so that is down to a gain of 8. Already 3 carries on this opening drive for Kuester. Still got Grindle as the wing on the left side. Kleffner split out to the right, and Horner in the backfield with Kuester. And Kuester fakes an option pitch, runs straight forward. He's going to have the 1st down right to the 10-yard line, but he got popped again. Justin Bayer of Howells Dodge, those Jaguars with Coach Spears, they know how to play defense. And he stepped into that one. Drew Beeson also was in on that tackle. Drew had a heck of a year for the Clarkson Lee Patriots. That is a gain, though, of 3, and 1st and goal upcoming for the West All-Stars. Kleffner and Grindle split to the right side. Horner now becomes a wing on the right with Kuester by himself. Quarterback draw. This is Kuester the whole way, and he is swallowed up as he gets inside the 10. Tackle made there by Easton Weber, I believe. That was 32 of BDS. Byer in there as well, along with Ian Kucher of Bloomfield. Defensive end came crashing in there. So a couple of yards on the carry. It is 2nd and goal from the 8. Kuester looking to throw it this time. Rolls right, has some room, going to dance forward and lean, and he's got the touchdown. An 8-yard touchdown run for Aiden Kuester of Neligh-Oakdale, and we have our first touchdown of the game. And a little celebration first, though. We got to get everybody in there on the right, and we're going to play a little duck, duck, goose. There goes Kuester going around. He picks up the big fella that time, picks up Thomas Soda, and Soda will not get Kuester before Kuester gets back, and the goose has returned with the rest of the gander. Well done, everyone, on that. And now for our conversion attempt. Something that was added a few years ago. The allowance of a celebration each way. So the West gets first crack. .66 yards on that touchdown drive. 6 carries, 35 yards, and the score for Kuester. Wants the swing pass for the conversion, and it is incomplete. So, first quarter, 6-0 West on top of the East. Let's take a break. We'll come back for kickoff right after this. You're watching the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic on Strive.
Just shop, click, drive your next vehicle at Tom Dinsdale. You can shop our entire inventory from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Just select a vehicle and create your deal. Get an estimate for your trade-in, choose your finance or lease option, and Tom Dinsdale will deliver your new vehicle and any final paperwork directly to your door. It's as simple as shop, click, drive. Buy a vehicle the way you want. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. Just shop, click, drive your new vehicle at dinsdaleauto.net.
Back here in Hastings, set for kickoff after the touchdown run by Kuester. This is West kicking to the East team. That one spins at about the 14-yard line. Nice little wedge shot down there, and it is going to negate any run back by Hunter Pope of Palmyra, who is deep back there. He was swallowed up quickly by Caden Hake of Sandhills Thedford. So the first time we have seen the East All-Stars on offense, it'll be Tanner Fromm of Plainview at quarterback, Ethan Essery of Weeping Water at tight end. We'll see Cade Hosier of Elmwood Murdoch. What a fantastic year he had. Speedster for the Knights of Elmwood Murdoch. The fullback will be Easton Weber of BDS. And your linemen, Trevor Bolton of Cross County, Merrick Maltzberger of Heartland, and Vance Smith of Sutton. We'll also see Jake Rath at tight end. And this is a handoff right up the middle. That is Weber right out of the gate. And we're going to see a lot of ball control offense, I think, for this East All-Stars and the from head coach A.J. Berkey and Plainview coach Kyle Schmidt. The defense for West, we'll take a look at them. Kason Loomis of Bridgeport, Hayden Griffith of Arcadia Loop City, Schuler of Hitchcock County. We mentioned Hake of Sandhills Thedford, Trent Kisker of Hitchcock County, Andrew Furrow of Sandhills Thedford, and then the big fella down low, Isaac Welch of Mullen at nose guard, and Zach Lewandowski of Ravenna at DB. Toss sweep coming for Hosier. He's looking for the edge, and he will not make it. Had Weber out there lead blocking, but got tripped up after a short gain. And really no gain.
Goes up to the 24-yard line. Comes up third down.
So an opportunity here for the West defense. It was a year ago, it was all West. 59-22 was the final count. And we'll talk about some of the records that were set in that one. Tanner Fromm in the shotgun. Pass left side, just a little too high for his intended receiver over there in the slot. That was Jackson Wimhoff of Elgin Public Pope John. And before this punt, we're going to send it down to the sideline. Elijah Mosier has the man of the hour.
Down here with Aiden Kluver, how'd that first drive feel?
It was good. Just kind of got everything rolling, just kind of slowly working into our offense, getting everyone just ready for the whole game pretty much.
All right, so great first drive there, scored a touchdown. What does that mean to really get going early?
Just boost your confidence a little bit. Hopefully just keep going out there, and that's all you can do is score a touchdown. So hopefully keep continuing to do that.
All right, best luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Eric.
10-yard return there for Carson Bloom of Riverside, and that is where it will be 1st and 10 for the West, taking over for the second time in the ball game. Their second possession, first time went 66 yards and scored the 8-yard run by Kuester. The big play of the drive, the 25-yard catch from Kuester to Horner. Kuester and Horner will be in the backfield. That'll be Grindle split out to the right side. And actually, I think we have a new running back. We do, and that is Mr. Wolf, Xander Wolf of Central Valley. And did the football come out? East thinks they have it. The officials say no, he was down. Popping out of there was August Schulting with it, but so Wolf does get the yardage there, two yards on the carry. He is to the left of Kuester. Tight formation in front of him, and they will, little swing pass out there to Grindle, and that's a nice catch and run, 8 yards on the play. Boy, look for a long time to the defense like that would have been inside handoff. And then you got almost a Statue of Liberty type play, the way Kuester spun all the way through that and ends up with a first down. Kuester by himself in the backfield, fakes right, runs left, and runs out of the grasp of his first tackler, David Whitley of Alliance Decatur Northeast. Couldn't quite pull him down, and Kuester ends up leaning forward. And we say leaning forward, yeah, he gains 4 on the play. Beeson there to finally clean things up. Clarkson Lee, a fantastic year this year for the Patriots, and Drew is a big reason for that. Also see Mason Whitmore at number 1 out there on defense. Now we got a flip of the line. Backs moving around in the backfield. Grindle comes in motion. Kuester, quick pass near side. It is incomplete. Beeson on the coverage. Well done there as he knocked it away from Clayton Kleffner. Boy, it doesn't take long to see how that would be, could potentially be a very confusing play for the defense, but Beeson snuffed that out, knew his responsibility, and as soon as he saw Kleffner out there in the flat, boy, Beeson was right on there with him. It will bring up 3rd down and a full 5, almost 6 yards to go. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. This is the second possession for the West All-Stars. Kuester in the backfield. Kuester keeping all the way, evades 1 and 2, slices his way forward. He's got a first down run, so he takes it down to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 8 yards. And you see some guys have a strong running style, and they stay very square to the line of scrimmage. Other guys are just lightning quick, and they have just the quickest feet, and they can kind of bounce around. And then some just have this almost like, the old action figures where the top was independent from the bottom. You could turn the shoulders one way and the hips the other way. That's kind of Kuester's mode. His hips can be going one way, his shoulders the other way, and, of course, always going forward somehow. Kuester on 1st and 10, looking for the end zone, looking deep. He has got it. Touchdown. Carson Bloom of Riverside hauls it in from 30 yards out, and the West is on the board again. Kuester, 4 of 6 for the game, 66 yards now, and it's Bloom from 30, and the celebrations continue. Kuester sends Grindle in motion, will fake the handoff, will run it to his left, looking for the edge, but he will not make it. And so the East is held on both touchdowns, but that is 2 touchdowns. 4:24 to go here in the opening quarter, and it is all West so far, 12-0. Well, we mentioned last year that it was an all-West affair, and led by Tyson Denkert of Kennesaw, we saw records fall galore. We saw the records for most points scored by one team in a game. That was the 59 scored by the West, besting the 58 scored by the West way back in the first All-Star game in 1978. Also saw a record for total offense. We saw a record for total rushing yards. We saw Denkert set the individual record for touchdowns in the All-Star game. We saw a field goal made that matched an All-Star game record. It was just up and down the board. It was all West in last year's game. They liked playing on the grass apparently at Adams Central. Of course, the reason for the move last year, the stadium here, Lloyd Wilson Field at Hastings College, was getting the new turf, which looks amazing. Some other facility upgrades happened as well, but really, we're excited and glad to be back here at Lloyd Wilson Field. The turf looks amazing. The video board looks awesome. That just got done literally this week. In fact, I think it was Thursday night they got the board in, is what Adam was saying. And I tell you what, it's an awesome place for a high school football game. We have been blessed with some outstanding weather for tonight's ball game as well. East takes over for their first or next possession of the game, I should say. They went 3 and out and had to punt after their first possession. The quarterback is still Tanner Fromm. He goes under center, spins out, looking for a pass, and it is caught there. Essery has it, and Ethan Essery gets a little body slam at the end of that one, but does have a first down catch. 35-yard line, so 15 yards for the catch for Ethan Essery. First completion and first down of the game. Hosier just 1 carry so far, but that's Weber in the backfield, and he will get the option pitch, looking for the edge. He will not make it. Good inside-out technique that time. Kason Loomis of Bridgeport came up and made the tackle. They will give a 1 yard to Weber there, but it will be second down and 9 to go for the East All-Stars. Vance Smith, along with Merrick Maltzberger, Trevor Bolton on that offensive line for the East. Vance becoming the first representative from Sutton in this game, because Sutton made their first year into the 8-man ranks this past fall. Fromm wanted to throw that, ends up taking off on a scamper run, gets it to the 40. He picks up 4 yards there. It will be third down upcoming for the East All-Stars. But good to see Vance and the Mustangs represented in a different kind of All-Star game. Hunter Pope split to the near side as the receiver, covered up there by Hayden Griffith. The receiver DB matchup on the bottom of your screen. 3rd and 5. And looking that way, Fromm lines it up deep out there, and Pope had it for a split second and then takes the wallop from Lewandowski, who breaks up the pass. Boy, that was as good as you could do it defensively from Zach Lewandowski. Came over the top. We might need to take another look at that one, if you please, gentlemen. No, didn't quite get it. Darn it anyway. That was well done by Lewandowski, and it forces another punting situation for the East All-Stars. And back to punt is Carter Roos of Freeman. Carter high snap, but tracks it down. Good spiral. Bloom comes up, bobbles it though, and it's going to be covered up there by the East. So the first big turnover of the game favors the East All-Stars as Bloom tried to come up and cover that one, bobbled it just enough to get it to the ground, and it was scooped up there. Beeson was down there, I think. Also Alex Vinson of Osmond was there as well. So the drive continues. From in a pistol set, Hosier is the wing on the near side, and that is Easton Weber on the run. Tackled by Trent Kisker of Hitchcock County. The Falcons making deep playoff runs each of the last couple years. We'll give Weber 1 yard on that one. Easton continues a strong tradition from the Bruning, Davenport, and Shickley communities represented in this All-Star game, as he will be the deep man in the formation with Fromm in front of him. Double tight set, and we're going to get just an inside handoff again, and again Weber met after a very short gain. They will give him one more. Lewandowski came up there from the safety spot. Also see Slate McKeel of Twin Loop playing linebacker in on that stop as well. Kisker, a defensive end. Andrew Furrow of Sandhills Thedford, the defensive end on the near side. So this 3rd and 7. Fromm looking left, slant over the middle, and contact, no penalty flag, as the intended receiver was Pope on the inside slant route. And it will bring up 4th down and perhaps a little decision here. I don't think there's much of a decision. I don't think we're going to kick a field goal from this distance, and, well, punting in an all-star game at this place, yeah, that doesn't seem right. So we're going for it, are the East All-Stars. Minute 21 to go here in the opening quarter. And Weber is the fullback, and Jackson Wemhoff of Elgin Public Pope John is the deep man in the eye. They will toss it to Wemhoff. This is a halfback pass, and he didn't get a lot of mustard on it, and it's picked off. Lewandowski has the interception, and the West All-Stars have forced the turnover back. Lewandowski intercepts it. And it will be 1st and 10 for the West.
Intercepted by Zachary Lewandowski. West All-Stars take over 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
2 for 2 on offensive drives, ending with touchdowns so far. And Aiden Kuester will go back at quarterback. Carson Bloom, the receiver, split all the way out to the right side. Corbin Horner of DCS will be the slot. And Xander Wolf, the wing, to his right. Kuester sets up, spins away from one, fakes out number 2, and then dances out of bounds after all of that. Now, still about 4.5 yards for Kuester. And it will be 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Out of bounds stops the clock. Now an official stoppage of play. Coach Ron Beacom getting to call the offense for his star quarterback, again in this one. And Kuester will keep it back to the right, looking for the edge. Has a block out there. He's got a first down. And boy, the true measure of just how good some of these top-level guys are. Kuester didn't look like he was hardly running. Still picked up, 8 yards there. 10 carries, 59 yards so far for Kuester in the ballgame. Ushered out of bounds by Wemhoff. Now 2 receivers to the near side. Wolf goes out in motion. They will pass it back. And now that was going to be a double pass for Kuchera. Creighton Kuchera of Lawrence Nelson caught that thing, and he was ready to set up and throw it deep. It ends up being a 1-yard gain on the run, effectively, for Kuchera. And second and 9, not third. There we go. Second down, 9 yards to go. Kuester fakes the handoff, pumps on the screen. Had a man there, but just a little over the head that time of Cohen Grindle, Cambridge. Those screens have been well defended. In fact, that's really about the only thing that has, the only passes that have fallen incomplete for Kuester in this game have been those screen passes. He's hit a couple wide receiver ones, but the running back ones have not quite worked. 65 yards rushing, 66 yards passing so far in the game for the West offense. Grindle goes in motion. Low snap. Kuester goes, picks it up, though. Sets up. Now will loft it deep, and it is incomplete. Actually, pretty good defense by the offense. Horner actually kind of knocked it away that time from Jason Clausen of Stanton, who actually had a bead on that thing. Kuester let it fly and didn't quite. Didn't quite have enough mustard on it. Kuester will do the punting honors as well. And no, he was going to fake that. Didn't have time to make his decision as he's smacked in the backfield by Colby Casey. Laurel conquered Coleridge proud. Casey takes down Kuester, and that is a turnover on downs and a loss on the play. 9 yards for Kuester. It will give it back to the East. 1st and 10 here with 40 seconds to go in the opening period. 1st and 10 from just inside the 25-yard line. Fromm will go under center. Alex Vinson of Osmond is the tailback. But it is August Schulting, I believe, of Wisner-Pilger. It is August Schulting who ran that thing from the fullback spot. Isaac Welch in on the tackle. Nice carry there, 5 yards for Schulting. Vincent again deep in the backfield. Schulting, the fullback dive, plows his way inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. In on the tackle, Dylan Baugh of Arapahoe comes off the bottom of the pile along with Trent Kisker of Hitchcock County. 3rd down and about 3, but that is zeros on the clock, and we will take a break. End of the first quarter, West 12, East nothing, but the East knocking on the door. We'll come back to Hastings College right after this.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Welcome back to Hastings College in the 46th edition of the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. Honoring last year's MVPs. And will let us talk a little bit more about this game. And while we have a little extra break in the action, we need to make note of one particular player. Palmer of Wisner-Pilger collapsed and passed away at the end of a track practice back in May. He had been selected for this game back in March. Fantastic athlete, was set to play football at Midland University coming up this fall. Would have been a fantastic addition to this game, but taken from us far too soon. Hunter's family was here today to accept his helmet, his medal, and his All-Star Game jersey. And our thoughts still with Hunter's family and friends. Hunter Palmer of Wisner-Pilger, forever an All-Star. Still going through last year's MVPs from this ball game. And, Tyson Denkert was a good one last year. I think we will get to him if they haven't already. But that's one of the fun things that the 8-Man Coaches Association has done over the years is, there's Tyson right there, actually. If we, I don't know if we have a shot. If we have a shot of the sideline. Right to midfield. Tyson Denkert last year, 6 touchdowns in the ball game, an All-Star Game record, and was a lot of fun. He was a kid last year that was in a bunch of different All-Star games. His senior year, he had 6 rushing touchdowns, 350 yards, and 30 tackles, and a fumble recovery in Kennesaw's state championship game. Just remarkable numbers for any individual in any single game, let alone a state championship game. But it was a lot of fun to see Tyson and the rest of the West All-Stars just kind of have their way, whatever they wanted to do offensively. Had a really good offensive line out west last year, and we've seen a little bit more of that so far here this year as well. So we're getting ready for the start of the second quarter. The West leading the East 12-0. But the East knocking on the door. They will have third down and about 3 to go from the 18-yard line. Tanner Fromm has taken every snap at quarterback for the East, and now he has got David Whitley of Lions Decatur Northeast to his right in the backfield, and they will hand it off to Whitley. He spins away from one. He leans down very close, maybe just inside the 15, and that might be just enough for a first down carry for Whitley. I beg your pardon. That was Weber. Not Whitley. That was Weber. I saw the 3 in the dark helmet and got myself a little confused there. So it is Weber who is the fullback behind Fromm. And on the toss sweep, spinning and churning down to the 10-yard line, a 4-yard gain. That's Vinson.
Ball carried by Alex Benson. Carries right down to the 10-yard line. That's good for a second down.
Cason Loomis of Bridgeport. The Bulldogs represented here in Hastings. Hosier is the deep man in the backfield. Schulting the fullback. Second down, 5 to go. We'll triple option, and Schulting says, no, give me that ball. I'm running it this time. I think Fromm might have wanted to pull that because the defensive end on the near side really collapsed down. That's Furrow. And nonetheless, Schulting does pick up 2. 3rd and 3 from the 8. Hosier dots the I. Double tight set. And again with the dive option, and that's going to be a first down carry. That was Weber on that carry. And he carries it 4-5. It is first and goal now for the East. From under center. Ball marked at the 3. Give it to Weber. Didn't get much of anything. Boy, the defense ready for that one. And the big fella, Isaac Welch of Mullen. They grow them differently on the Sandhills, don't they? But the Sandhills, just as green as you could ever want it out there right now. They got so much rain back in April. Many a farmer, many a rancher have never seen that much green grass, I'm sure, out there in the Sandhills. But well represented here by Isaac Welch. Second and goal as we are approach 9 minutes to go here in the opening half. And Fromm sets up to pass, skips to his left, still looking, lobs it back of the end zone. Incomplete, though. Trying to come back to that thing was Essery. It was a good idea. He was kind of open, actually. And this will bring up third and goal from the 4. And we are going to get a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout with these guys, and we're going to come back and see what third and goal brings for the East right after this from the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic.
Just shop, click, drive your next vehicle at Tom Dinsdale.
We're back. Had to cut that one off. We're ready to go. Third and goal from the 3 for the East. That's Weber to the right of Fromm. Option pitch. Weber looking for the edge, cuts it up, leans it forward, and got it. Touchdown. Easton Weber, and the East All-Stars are on the board. And the celebration, everybody out to celebrate with Easton Weber. And it's selfie mode for the East All-Stars. Easton Weber pops it in from 4 yards out. Now a conversion. The West 0 for 2, so these conversions get a little more interesting here. And give it to Schulting on the dive, and he leans and he twists twice over and fails both times. So the defense is rising up when we get to get down there to the goal line, where it remains 12-6, West on top. Thank you to our broadcast partners on Strive here that make things happen. Obviously, we see that we get the main mention of Sertoma, who does such great sponsorship work for this game this week. Lots of different team activities for the players, and it becomes a chance to create some bonds that are really unique and really special for this week. But our broadcast partners who make it financially feasible for us to make it out here to the 8-Man All-Star Classic, including Cornerstone Bank, Truck Center Companies, Pump and Pantry, Midland University. Just a remarkable group of advertisers. We've been so very fortunate to work with them, Pump and Pantry, over the years as well. That type of support is what it takes for us at Strive to be able to do fun stuff like this, and it's allowed to our broadcast to to grow. Like we had said in the opening, it's fun to see and to think about how our broadcast has grown from 1 camera and 4 total people. We have 8 people, 3 cameras, and replay going for today's broadcast. So it's been a lot of fun to see that thing grow over the years, and of course Strive TV growing over the years with impacting and working with over 100 schools across the state and out of the state of Nebraska as well. A nice kickoff return out across the 41-yard line there for the West. So they will have it 1st and 10 and in pretty good field position to start this next possession. Now we got one of the East defenders out there on the other side. Got a little tangled up. Now we're out of bounds, so play will continue. But Aiden Kuester and the West All-Stars stopped for the first time on downs on their previous possession. Kuester in the shotgun wants the wide receiver screen. That's Kleffner. Takes it back into the middle, leans forward, and he's got about 6 on the pickup. Second catch for Kleffner in the ball game. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Kuester 5 of 9 throwing, 72 yards in the touchdown. The 30-yard touchdown pass to Carson Bloom of Riverside 2 possessions ago. And this will be a direct snap to Wolf. He's looking for the left side. Kuester is the lead block, and Wolf has the first down as he pops it out there on the opposite side. Andy Dominguez of Howells Dodge there to track him down from a nose guard spot. But a nice carry from Wolf that time as he picks up 6 on the play. High snap, but first, a penalty. Our first penalty of the game is a false start against the West, so 5 yards back into their own territory at their own 49-yard line. As we have been doing for the last number of years here at Hastings College, we do play the full 100 yards goal line to goal line, the correct width for the 8-man game. But goal line to goal line, we do go the whole 100. That way we don't have to worry about temporary goalposts or anything like that. Hastings College has been a fantastic host of this game for a number of years. Southeast Community College, or Central Community College as well, here in Hastings, where these guys camp all week, has been great to work with, I know, over the years as well. So 2nd down again and 15 to go. They will fake the screen. Kuester now will set up. He will fire it deep. Bloom trying to run under it, but it's too far and incomplete. Pretty good defense by Mason Whitmore that time, as Bloom went on the little pump and go there, and Whitmore would not let him get deep. I tell you, also out there was Carter Roos. There's a guy who has been quite busy. Carter Roos in the Strive Sports All-Star basketball game a couple weeks ago. Playing in some more All-Star games. This one obviously here. Boy, what a year Carter and the rest of the Freeman Falcons had. C2 state basketball champions. Carter himself had just a tremendous year on the hardwood, and gets recognized here for this offensive 8-man All-Star game. 3rd down and 15 to go. That pass goes incomplete. These running back screens have been really well defended by the East defense. That time out there on the near side was Coy Johnston of Sandhills Valley. He was the receiver, or the corner on the near side. Beeson, I believe, also came out there from a linebacker spot. So 3rd and 15 upcoming now for Kuester and the West. Grindle going in motion, fake him the handoff. This is a Kuester run all the way. Looking for a block. Tries to get off one, and he gets back all that effort to the original line of scrimmage. So 5 yards on the scamper for Kuester, and it will bring up 4th and 10 from just inside the 46-yard line. Horner comes back in. We have a really light lineup out there. This might be punt formation, actually. And the East coaches and players are like, hey, who's eligible? We're going to take a timeout and think about it, I think. So the second timeout taken by the East All-Stars will allow us, actually, let's go ahead and talk about the Hall of Fame, right? We'll have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for the class of 2023. And one thing that we are also unveiling this year, if you haven't seen it yet, and well, you probably haven't, there it is, the Hall of Fame wall that is in Lynn Farrell Arena here at Hastings College, where the plaque of every Hall of Fame member that has been inducted so far has their plaque fully on that wall there. It is, if you were to walk in the main doors of Lynn Farrell Arena, it would be to your left. If you're going towards the men's bathroom, it's just beyond that. That's where that wall is there. Or if you were coming in from the football stadium, it would be take your first right and come down that hallway. You'd be looking right at it. But it's a really cool addition. And, of course, we will have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up at halftime. Bob McAvoy had a fantastic conversation with him. Bob is at Clarkson Lee, and he has really headed up the Hall of Fame, which opened its doors, or opened, I should say, officially in 2017 when the first class was. And we've got some really fun names, some really great guys that are representing this year's Hall of Fame class, and they represent eight-man football in just the highest ways possible. So that's coming up at halftime. We'll have those induction ceremonies. 4th and 10 for the West. Aiden Kuester in a traditional offensive set, end on each side. Bloom and Kleffner on each side. And now they'll shift. Bloom will come split out to the right. Little low snap. Kuester going to try to run for this thing, and he will only gain a yard. That was well defended. Schulting was there, the first guy to recognize what was going on, and he brings Kuester down. And so a back-to-back turnover on downs. After the first two possessions went touchdown, made it kind of look pretty easy. All of a sudden, the East defense has gotten something back on the West offense. And now the East, plenty of time left in this first half, 7 minutes to go. Weber is in the backfield along with Tanner Fromm. Fromm will drop straight back, sets up, fires it deep far side. It is just over the hands of Pope out there. Incomplete. It will be second down and 10 to go. Fromm just 1 of 6 passing so far in the ballgame, has had some close calls. The East has run for 35 yards and thrown for 15 so far in the game. Second and 10. Weber, the fullback. And it will be Easton Weber with the carry. Runs over Kuchera of Lawrence Nelson. These guys had a nice playoff game. They butted heads once or twice in that one. 4 yards on the pickup for Easton, who's got 8 carries and 24 yards, and the lone score for the East. Fromm now in the shotgun. Pope and Grindle were split to the left. Now Fromm's got some trouble. Steps away from one, throws it over the middle, and Weber can't quite get to that thing. Had maybe a chance as the defense had kind of looped in behind him. If Weber can haul that in, perhaps an opportunity to scamper forward, but it falls incomplete. Fromm just 1 of 7 throwing now. And it will be a punting situation for Carter Roos and the East All-Stars. Carson Bloom back deep, stands at his own 10-yard line. A little late getting out there. Jackson Wemhoff sneaks onto the field. And Bloom catches this one on the run at the 20 and is cut down quickly. Boy, that was a good open field tackle there. Justin Byer, I believe, out there, makes the tackle. So, a punt for the East. Who has gone punt, punt, interception, touchdown, punt on their possessions. The West now will get it back after going touchdown, touchdown, muffed punt return, turnover on downs, turnover on downs. Long pass. Kuester lowing it deep, and he's got it. Big catch, Cohen Grindle. He's gone. Touchdown, West All-Stars. Ring it up. 73 yards on the pitch and catch. Grindle, man, ran under that thing just perfect. Kuester let that thing go a little sooner than what he had been. So we got to see that on the replay shot there. And Grindle scampers that one in. Beautiful throw, great route and catch by Cohen Grindle of Cambridge, the wingback, with the second touchdown catch of the day for the West. Now Kuester's the lead block for Wolf, and the conversion this time is again no good. Boy, the conversions have been so hard to come by for both these squads. So we have got 5:51 to go here in the opening half. And we'll take a commercial break, 18-6. That's our score, West on top. Back to Hastings after this.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank. Growing together.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
Kickoff here, Clay Meyer kicking off for the West, and as soon as kickoff is done, we'll head it back down to the sideline. This is picked up by Hunter Pope. Looking back into the middle, Pope gets it across the 15 out to the 18. Let's send it down to the sideline with Elijah Mosier.
Here with Cohen Grindle, big catch, touchdown catch right there. What really did you see besides open grass?
Well, it was an option route there, so I could have either whipped, bent it outside, or went deep, and the safety went with the corner, so I just decided to go deep. And honestly, I thought he overthrew me, but I just kept pumping, got under it.
All right, so what does it mean to you to be playing in this All-Star game?
Oh, it's a big thing for me. I'm just very blessed to be able to play in this game.
All right, so now carrying a 12-point lead. What really does this mean as you're pushing on towards halftime?
I think we're going to be able to get it done if we hold this lead. Defense, if they just keep pounding them, then I think we'll be able to put this one in the bag.
All right, best of luck the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Eric?
Dylan Baugh making the tackle there from his linebacker spot. That was from for no gain. 39 yards rushing, 15 yards passing for the East. Yet because they keep stopping the conversions, still relatively in this thing. That was a carry for Vinson, and he gets maybe one on the play as the West defense rallied there. Again, and on that tackle was Dylan Baugh. Lewandowski was there. Schuler from Hitchcock County came over the top as well. Cason Loomis called his name plenty of times as well for the West defense. 3rd and 9 upcoming as we come under 4.5 minutes to go here in the opening half. Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up at the break. Schulting goes in motion from play action. Throws it deep over the middle. It is incomplete. Lewandowski had it dead to rights for his second INT, but had it just go through his hands. And if it goes through his hands a little faster, Schulting might have caught that one on the run and would still be running. In any effect, it is just an incomplete pass. And it will be a punting situation again for the East. Roos pulls down the snap. Bloom will let this one bounce. Pretty good kick, though, by Roos, and it's down at the 36-yard line. Vincent there to down it. And it will be the West with Kuester connecting from 73 yards to Grindle last time. Kuester with Horner to his right in the backfield. That's Grindle in motion. Looking that direction is Kuester. Now pulls it down. Now scramble drill is on. Kuester points deep, lobs it, got a man. Was it caught in bounds? It was not caught in. It was caught by Carson Bloom. Heck of an effort there, but could not keep a toe in bounds. But again, the playmaking ability of Aiden Kuester on display as we got a good look on the replay. Boy, just right at the shadow line there. Couldn't quite see that real well, but out of bounds was the call. Well done. Cameras, replay. Good job, guys. Kuester, quarterback run the whole way. Little ISO play. Taken down by Justin Bayer. Kuester, though, leans forward for 4. Third down and about 6 to go. Our clock winds, 3:20 to go. Kuester plows his way forward, leans, and if they give him that full spot, he's going to have a first down. Yep, they're going to give him the 47, and yeah, it is first down. 3 minutes to go here. Kuester looking to throw. Pump fakes once. Lets it go. Bloom coming over the top, but it's incomplete. A little bit far for Carson, which is tough to do. Carson's pretty quick. Had a great state track meet for the Chargers of Riverside. Cedar Rapids and Spalding Public, the two most recent schools making up the consolidation that is Riverside. They also co-op with Spalding Academy for the sports and activities this past year. And that looks to be a thing going forward, as that's something that comes up every year about this time, is everyone's got to make sure, hey, do we have the new logos for the new either co-ops or full consolidations for this upcoming school year. We have an incomplete pass, so clock stopped, and the coach is going to take a timeout, and that is exactly what the West is going to do. So Coach Ron Beacom going to think things over. 2nd and 10 here for the West All-Stars. It's always fun to see where the different players hail from, especially those guys on the offensive line. Now, the West offensive starters, Sid Miller of Anselmo Myrna, Thomas Pisotta of Ravenna, and Landon Schrader of Neligh-Oakdale. Landon, obviously, plenty of familiarity with blocking for a guy like Aiden Kuester, but just, a week of practices for Pisotta and Miller to kind of realize, hey, if I just stay with my guy, I might not even have to block him that well, but if I just stay with him, this kid behind me can run. He can do some fun things. I just let him do his thing. So that's where it gets kind of fun. And as a lineman, for a lineman, it gets a lot of fun. Do you think those guys in Kansas City don't enjoy blocking for Patrick Mahomes and watching him scramble around and do different things? Yeah, they love that stuff. Second down and 10 after the timeout. Kuester with a straight drop back. Lobs it and intercepted. Far sideline, it is picked off by Trev Peters of Heartland. A Husky making a play there on defense, and Trev gives the East 1st and 10. They've been trying to get Bloom on that deep crossing route, kind of a leak play, if you will, and a couple of misfires, and that time Peters was sitting there waiting for it. So the East with a chance here right before the half, 2:46 to go. They will hand it off to Easton Weber. Charges right up the middle, gets a little head of steam. That's the best run for Easton Weber in the ball game as he picks up 8 yards on first down. Easton up to 9 carries overall.
Ball carried by Easton Weber. Second play by Jason Loomis.
Kason Loomis in on that tackle. We've been talking about that name for a while now, right? Weber again in the backfield. Fake a handoff from out in the flat. Caught but smacked quickly. Good defensive tackle there. Hayden Griffith of ALC makes the hit on Jackson Wemhoff. It will be just shy of first down yardage.
Ball on the 48-yard line. Third down, 3rd and 1. 1:56 remaining in the half.
From another quick pass. This one's good for a first down as he gets that to Wemhoff again for about 4 yards. Loomis in on the tackle. Clock stops to set the chains and then winds again. Minute 22 and counting here. Pope, the receiver, split near side. Handed off, though, to Weber up the middle, trying to cut back, and just runs into that big old pile of bodies. Keegan Schuler of Hitchcock County was there to make sure he plugged up his hole, along with Trent Kisker of Hitchcock County. The Falcons well represented on that particular play as they give Weber 2 on the carry. Move it down to the 47-yard line. Under a minute to go. We mentioned the Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up at halftime. We invite you to join us. We'll also have Elijah Mosier on the sideline real quick with a coach interview on the way out. Fromm lines it up, throws it deep. Pope is out there. It is tipped away. Fantastic defensive play by Hayden Griffith of Arcadia Loop City. Boy, that one looked like a real good throw for a long time there. And then Griffith knocked it away at the last moment. Third and 8 upcoming here from straight drop. Now begins to scramble, and he will not escape. Good tackle, good job swallowing that one up by Andrew Furrow of Sandhills Thedford. It'll be a loss of 5 on the play. And a timeout taken with 19 seconds left. And the West trying to make one more thing happen here in this first half. Well, if there's any breeze at all, it is just ever so slightly at the back of the East here on this drive. But it is just enough breeze to flutter a leaf every now and then. But it is a picture-perfect Saturday evening here for the All-Star Classic. I'm not sure we can ask for much better weather than what we've got going right now. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up here at halftime. A huge thank you to Bob McAvoy, who organizes the Hall of Fame, and we'll talk about a little bit about his process. We'll get you caught up on some halftime highlights as well, and then we'll be ready for second half action from the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. Carter Roos back in punt formation. Nobody back to receive this for the East. They were expecting fake. That's an end-over-end punt. And it will be downed at about the 23-yard line. So the West will get another crack at it here. And with Aiden Kuester at quarterback and Cohen Grindle out there, anything's possible. Grindle caught one for 73 yards and a touchdown. Bloom ran under a beautiful pass for 30 earlier in this half. Kuester 6 of 15 throwing for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's ran it 15 times for 65 yards and another score. Kuester with Horner next to him, and Kuester just going to take a knee. And that is going to be how we end the first half of action. The West will be leading the East 18-6 as we head to the halftime locker room. We're going to send it down to the sideline right now. Elijah Mosier has one of our coaches.
Here with Coach Beacom. West currently leads the East 18-6 at the halftime. What did you really see from your team in the first half?
I thought we were aggressive. We talked about being the aggressor tonight and coming out and playing hard. Not sitting back, being an all-star. They're all all-stars, so we told them to go be an all-star. And I felt like we did that. We really answered the bell. We did a nice job with the run game. I thought that was going to be a huge part of it. We did a really good job there, and we were able to hit a couple big ones. We haven't turned the ball over, so I think that's really good right now.
All right, what adjustments does your team need to make heading into the second half to hold that lead?
We got to start making two-point conversions. Holy crap. I didn't expect us to be 0 for 3 right now on that deal. But, again, we got to keep stopping the run game, making them throw the ball, because right now I think we're covering that pretty well too. So if we can continue to stop the run game and then execute a little better on offense. I thought 1 or 2 times, like that last pick, we just didn't run a very good route, and he tried to float the ball to him anyway. So just to do a little better job with our execution, we'll be fine.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Elijah. Thanks, Coach. We've got halftime, 18-6, the West leading the East from the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. Hall of Fame induction ceremony coming up next. We'll come back to Hastings right after this.
Pump up your day.
Pump up my day.
Pump up my day.
Pump up my day.
With Pumped Up Rewards, you can save big on every gallon of gas just by fueling up, and even more by visiting our stores.
Do I have to?
No, just sign up. It's automatic.
Okay, good.
Sign up today at pumpkinpantry.com.
Midland's mission is to inspire people to learn and lead in the world with purpose.
Back here in Hastings for the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. One of the cool traditions added in the summer of 2017 is the induction of the Hall of Fame class. It started back in 2017. A number of individuals, players, coaches, significant contributors to the game of 8-man football in the state of Nebraska now reside in the Hall of Fame, and we've got another fantastic class of this year's. And we're going to get ready for the introduction of those players. Some of them players, some of them coaches, some of them have actually done multiple things that we've been inducting them for here in the Hall of Fame. Bob McAvoy is down there on the sideline with Bob Jensen, who is one of the Hall of Fame induction ceremony people as well. Let's take a listen in to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Began to put a spotlight on the rich history of the game in the state with the formation of the 8-man football Hall of Fame. At this time, we're honored to introduce to you all the newest members of the Hall of Fame being added today to this group. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association would like to begin today's celebration by sending out a very special thank you to our partners at Cornerstone Bank for making this Hall of Fame ceremony possible. Your first inductee into the 2022 class of the 8-man Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame is Greg Bellamy from Farnham High School. In the era before the state playoffs, Greg helped lead the Greenbacks to 2 state titles in the 1970s. In his decorated prep career, he was selected as the first-team All-Conference, All-Area, and first-team All-State player. Greg was also selected to play in the 1976 Nebraska Shrine Bowl, a rare honor for an 8-man player in that era. After graduating high school, he went on to play college football as a walk-on at the University of Nebraska. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Greg Bellamy into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. Coach Harlan Dorman from Layton High School. Coach Dorman's Warrior teams were one of the premier 8-man powers of Nebraska's Western Panhandle. His spectacular career record of 178 wins included 11 playoff appearances, with 2 of those teams reaching the state semifinals. He was named the All-Region Coach of the Year and was also selected as both an assistant and head coach for this All-Star game. When talking about his program, Coach Dorman often said, quote, hopefully the kids learn something in football, not just because they won. The winning is just the icing on the cake. The NFCA was honored to induct Coach Harlan Dorman to his rightful place in the 8-man Football Hall of Fame. Brian Ducker from Neligh-Oakdale High School. Brian played for Coach Dennis Herbert's air raid offense. As a 4-year starting quarterback, he led the Bulldogs to 41 wins and 4 state playoff appearances, including state runner-up finishes in 2001 and 2002. He was named first-team All-State quarterback on 2 occasions and was selected for the 2004 8-man All-Star game, where he was named that game's most valuable offensive player. After a successful collegiate athletic career, Brian became a teacher and coach for Scottview High School in Springfield. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Brian Ducker into the class of 2023. Ben Eisenhart from Culbertson High School. Ben led the Bears to 4 consecutive state football appearances. In his final 2 seasons, he amassed over 4,200 rushing yards and 59 touchdowns, while also toppling state playoff records for both rushing yards and touchdowns in the game. He was a 4-time All-Conference honoree, as well as a 2-time All-State selection. After high school, Ben went on to play for the University of Nebraska, where he was a 3-time letter winner and awarded a black shirt jersey as a member of the famed Husker defense. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to now welcome Ben Eisenhart into the 2023 8-man Hall of Fame. Coach Dean Philippi from Exeter Milligan High School. Dean built one of the state's top 8-man football programs, including leading 19 teams to the state playoffs. His teams made 3 state quarterfinal appearances, 1 semifinal appearance, 1 state runner-up finish, and capped both the 2013 and 2014 seasons as the Class D1 state champion. His record coaching 8-man football was an impressive 165 wins and 80 losses. He was honored as an 8-man All-Star assistant and later served as the East head coach in 2014. He is most proud of building lifelong relationships with the many coaches and players that he works both with and against. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Coach Dean Philby into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. Matt Curran from Northridge Social High School. Matt compiled a 27-4 record as a starting quarterback for the Wildcats, and his proudest moment as a player came when he led Northridge Social to the 1993 state championship. In his career, he set a state record with 28 interceptions and was chosen first-team All-Conference and first-team All-State on multiple occasions. Matt was selected to play in the 1995 All-Star Game and was later named to the All-Decade team by Hustle and Prep Report. After a successful college career, Matt became a high school teacher and coach in York, Nebraska. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Matt Curran into the class of 2023. Troy Kleffner from Spalding Academy High School. While playing for the Shamrocks, Troy lost only 3 games in his high school career. He helped lead Spalding Academy to a runner-up finish in 1979 and was chosen both All-Conference and All-State as an offensive lineman. After high school, he went on to a successful career at Plano State, where he was an All-Conference and All-Nebraska Small College honoree. Troy returned to coach his alma mater for the next 32 years and served as both an assistant and head coach of the very same East All-Star team that he played for back in the summer of 1982. For his accomplishments as a player and coach, the Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Troy Kleffner from Spalding Academy into the 8-man Football Hall of Fame. Jerry Leader from Duke High School. As a quarterback, running back, and linebacker for Coach Steve Colfax's powerhouse Duke teams of the late 1990s, Jerry led the Wildcats to a 47-4 record and 4 consecutive playoff appearances. After guiding Duke to 2 runner-up finishes, his proudest moment came with an undefeated 13-0 season and the 1998 state title. In his career, Jerry was chosen first-team All-Conference, first-team All-State, named the 1998 Offensive Player of the Year, and was also selected to play in the 8-man All-Star Game. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to now welcome Jerry Leader into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. Casey Lund from Newcastle High School. Casey was a dominating lineman for Coach Mark Knappel. He led the Raiders to the quarterfinals as a junior and to the semifinals as a senior, while also being named first-team All-Conference and first-team All-State. Casey was selected for the 1991 All-Star Game, where he was honored as that game's most valuable defensive player. He was also selected to the Nebraska Shrine Bowl and later went on to a successful football career at Wayne State. The Nebraska 8-man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Casey Lund into the class of 2023. Chad Musick from St. Edward High School. Chad tallied over 4,000 career rushing yards for the Beavers, and in his senior season led St. Edward to the postseason for the first time in nearly a decade. He set state records for rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and total points scored in a single game. Chad was also selected as an All-Conference and All-State player and was named the 1988 8-Man Offensive Player of the Year. He was selected to play in both the 8-Man All-Star Game and the Nebraska Shrine Bowl, and later became a 3-year starter for the UNK football team. Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Chad Music into the class of 2023. Sarah McCrockle from Clear Lake High School. Farron hit the 8-man trifecta as a player, coach, and serving as an NEMFCA officer. His journey began in Coleridge, where he was all-conference and all-state anchor on the line of scrimmage, while leading the Bulldogs to 4 state playoff appearances. Farron was also selected to play in the 1995 All-Star Game and went on to proudly represent Nebraska 8-man as a player at UNL. After college, he became Freeman's football coach and led the Falcons to 55 wins and 7 playoff appearances. In that same span, Farron served as an officer of the Coaches Association and was honored as an assistant coach for the East All-Stars. For his contribution as an 8-man player, coach, and officer, the Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Farron McCrockle into the class of 2023. Jeff Uhal from Dodge High School. Jeff played fullback and linebacker for Hall of Fame coach Gordon Gilmore, while leading the Pirates' charge to state titles in both 1994 and 95. As a key block in the foundation of the Dodge football dynasty, Jeff was a standout player among a collection of standouts. He was named All-Conference, All-State, the Class D1 Defensive Player of the Year, and was also selected to play in the 8-man All-Star Game. History will always remember Jeff and those historic Dodge teams, and the Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Jeff Uhal into the Hall of Fame class at 2023. Coach Neil Russell from Lewiston High School. Neil dedicated nearly 40 years of his life to Lewiston and compiled a career record of 173 wins and 117 losses. During that span, he led 13 teams to the playoffs, including 2 semifinal appearances and the 2001 Class D2 state football title. Neil served as both an assistant and head coach of the East All-Stars and was also on staff for the Nebraska versus Oklahoma All-Star Game. Throughout the years, his contributions have continued on a Green Bay statistician for this All-Star Game. Coach Rooster's proudest moments have come when former players returned to let him know how much they enjoyed their time as a Tiger. The 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Neil Rooster into the class of 2023. Our next 3 honorees are part of the Family Legacy inductees as part of one family. First off, Tony Hoffman from Spencer High School. The Hoffmans of Spencer, Nebraska have lived the game of football their entire lives, and their love of the sport is carried throughout the generations. The oldest of 3 brothers, Tony was an impact player for the Hall of Fame coach Bill Minnick and helped lead the Pirates to 2 state quarterfinal appearances. As a senior, he provided 25 sacks in his nose guard spot and was named All-Conference and All-State on both sides of the ball. He was also selected to play in the All-Star Game and went on to play football at Midland Lutheran College. Tony later became a teacher and coach in Boston, Nebraska. The Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to now welcome Tony Hoffman into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. Joining him will be Mike Hoffman from Spencer Maple High School. Mike was also a force along the line of scrimmage for Coach Minnick's Pirates. His play helped lead the team to 2 state semifinal appearances. He was honored as an All-Conference and first-team All-State selection and was also selected to play in the 8-Man All-Star Game. Mike later went on to have a college football career at the University of Nebraska, where he was a member of 2 national championship teams. Mike has since returned to Spencer to continue the Hoffman family legacy as a high school football coach. The Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is honored to welcome Mike Hoffman into the Hall of Fame class of 2023. Next in the family legacy inductees, Andy Hoffman from Spencer Maple High School. Another standout lineman from the family, Andy has named All-Conference and All-State in his time with the Pirates. In the years after his playing days, Andy and his family would come to statewide and national prominence. In 2013, millions of people watched his 7-year-old son Jack score a touchdown during Nebraska's red light game that would go on to win an ESPY award for best moment of the year. What started out as a prayer group soon became the Team Jack Foundation, a multi-million-dollar grassroots effort to bring advances and opportunities in cancer treatment to children and their families. One of Andy's proudest moments came when he was able to watch Jack compete in his very first high school game. For his shining example to all of us, first as a player, later as a humanitarian, the Nebraska 8-Man Football Coaches Association is extremely honored to induct Andy Hoffman into this Hall of Fame class of 2023. How about one more round of recognition for these 16 new names now part of the Nebraska 8-Man.
By having good sportsmanship, we recognize the hard work and commitment of all teams participating. How we act when we compete also shows who we are as people.
Sportsmanship is going the extra mile to earn the respect of everyone in attendance.
Sportsmanship shouldn't just be on the court, it should also be in the stands and everywhere you go.
Good sportsmanship makes competing in any event more fun, but it comes from more than just the athlete. It comes from parents and coaches too.
Welcome back to the 46th Annual Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Classic. I'm here with the East head coach, Coach Berkey. What are your kind of thoughts after that first half?
You know, I think probably first and foremost, the boys did a really good job of kind of doing what we've been doing all week. Unfortunately, they've got a really good offensive team over there, and so some busted plays put them in a position to score on really big plays. We got them in some third and long stuff, and they've been able to, if you will, advance the ball and put themselves in a position to gain first downs. And so we just got to take care of that defensively. Offensively, when we get the ball, we've got to do a better job of keeping the ball in our hands. We're doing good job of controlling the ball. We just got to do a much better job of moving the ball. That way we're getting a little bit longer drive, putting some plays together, and just kind of best defense right now is the more we keep the ball out of their hands, the better off we're going to be.
All right, what does it mean to you to be coaching in this game?
This is a pretty awesome opportunity. I had the opportunity to be an assistant coach for the West, I think back in 2014. And so coming back and being able to be the head coach is a pretty special honor, and I'm really appreciative of it.
All right, thank you, Coach. Best of luck in the second half. Eric, up to you. You got the first half highlights.
Thanks a lot, Elijah and Coach Berkey. Let's get you through some first half highlights here on the 8-Man All-Star Classic. Aiden Kuester, boy, he is good. This one, a nice lob pass. Actually, this is one of the later ones in the second half. An interception there by Trev Peters. But Kuester had himself a really nice first half overall. A good stick on the defensive side by Hayden Griffith. Easton Weber, he finally got a little bit of momentum towards the end of that first half. Rolls that one through. That right there, one of the biggest pass plays for the East. The catch out there for Essery. This was the muffed punt. That was the first big defensive play of the first half for the East. Gave them a short field. Couldn't do anything with it, but ended up forcing another turnover on downs to get it back, which led to a short field and a touchdown drive for the East. This is Kuester. The beautiful throw and the great catch by Carson Bloom of Riverside. Made that one right there in the end zone. 30 yards that covered. This was a fun little swing pass out to Grindle, one of the early completions for the West offense. Kuester in that first half, 6 of 15 passing, 145 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not shown in the highlight clips was the 73-yard bomb to Grindle. That came in the second quarter. Also sandwiched in there was the Kuester with an 8-yard touchdown run. That was the first touchdown of the game for the West. The defenses, though, on both sides have stepped up big on the conversion attempts because we are a combined 0 for 4 on conversions so far in this ballgame. Total offense, though, it's dominated by the West. 222 yards of offense, the 3 touchdowns. Just one touchdown for the East, 66 yards on 30 snaps. So I'll let you do the math. It's not fantastic there for the East. For the East All-Stars. First downs have been tough to come by. Easton Weber, 10 carries, 34 yards. He's been the bright spot. Cade Hosier, just 1 carry so far in the ballgame. We'll see if the East coaches try to get him going just a little bit. The inside game has been tough sledding, and the outside game has been very tough, which usually we see that in this All-Star game. Getting to the edge doesn't happen near as often as what it does in a regular season matchup. The West won the toss at the beginning of the game. They elected to receive then. They will now kick off to the East. If there is a breeze, it has maybe perhaps actually come around now out of the north. And so it is just a perfect night for summertime football here at Hastings College. That first kickoff of the second half goes into the end zone for a touchback, and the East will have it 1st and 10 on their opening possession here of the second half. From the 20-yard line, it'll be Fromm at quarterback, Weber at the fullback, and the wing is Caden Hosier. And now Weber trots out. In fact, I don't think he was supposed to be on the field, although we're missing one there. We got an extra guy now. 85 is Jake Rath, the tight end from LCC. And Hosier smacked in the backfield. Fromm still had it, though, and somehow gets a completion out to Essery. Holy cow, though, the hit in the backfield came almost instantly from Kaysen Loomis. He came off the edge, and I'm not sure how Fromm even had the wherewithal to pull that thing out and throw it. Essery happened to be out there and, makes the catch for a 2-yard gain. Okay, that's what we're doing. So 2nd and 8 upcoming here. And this is Fromm looking for the edge as he rolls outside, gets out there. Hayden Griffith of Arcadia Loop City there to usher him out of bounds. And they will give him out to the 26-yard line, so a gain of 4 for Fromm. And now this is Roos on the quarterback throw, and he's got it complete. Or no, incomplete is the final call. They were throwing it out there to Essery, and he took a stick over the top. Carter Roos throwing that. First time we've seen Carter at quarterback in the ball game. And a wallop there from the deep safety. Lewandowski, who's had a heck of a ball game there for the West defense, and it will be a punt. But first, penalty flag, and we're going to get a procedure penalty. It's only 2 penalties the entire game, 1 each way, both of them of the false start variety. Roos pulls down the snap. Line drive kick across the far sideline. And they are going to mark it out of bounds at the still walking on the far sideline. Well, right near midfield. All right, about the 48 or so. So that's where the West will take over, 1st and 10. So the West and Aiden Kuester will have it 1st and 10. Aiden, 15 carries, 65 yards, and a score in that first half. And Kuester this time skips out of bounds across the way. It's also 6 of 15 passing for 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception there in the first half. He gains 8. Second and 2. Receiver screen back to Kleffner. Leans forward. And Clayton Kleffner has first down. Third catch for Kleffner in the ball game. All of them on those little receiver screen plays, just like that. Corbin Horner, going to line up in the backfield on this play to the left of Kuester, where it is 1st and 10. And now shift, Kuester all by himself. Grindle goes in motion, fake that handoff. Looking left is Kuester. Now middle, just behind Bloom, who had some space there in the middle.
Second and 10.
That play must have worked really well in practice this week. That is about the 5th time we've tried to see that type of action to get Bloom coming across the middle, and I don't think any of them have actually connected just yet. There has been some space out there, though. Second and 10. Kuester, quarterback, run the whole way, spins away from one guy in the backfield, eludes another, twisting and turning and gets it down inside the 30-yard line. It's a lot of work to get 4 yards, but the elusiveness of Aiden Kuester on display there. It will be 3rd and 6. Drew Beeson finally able to pull him down. Carter Roos back there at safety as well for the East defense. Kuester on 3rd and 6. Just lobs it, and it is intercepted. Roos has it. And up the far sideline he goes. Carter Roos with the second interception for the East defense in the ball game.
East All-Stars take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
So Tanner Fromm and the East All-Stars with their second possession of this second half. They will go with the option play. Little veer, and Weber and Fromm both tackled. Nobody was going anywhere on that one. Andrew Furrow of Sandhills Thetford was the first guy there. Got a little help from his Sandhills mate, Isaac Welch of Mullen, the big nose guard there. Trent Kisker of Hitchcock County also closed things up well on his defensive end position. This West defense, Kisker, Welch, Furrow on that front line, Hake, Schuler, Loomis. Across the middle there, Griffith, the corner now on the near side. Lewandowski, the safety. It's been pretty good throughout. It's a toss sweep to Vincent, and he won't get much, if any, on 2nd and 8. It's going to bring up 3rd and long here for the East offense. And Welch comes out, an extra DB on the field for the West defense. Caden Hake, Sandhills Thetford, comes onto the field. Hosier goes in motion. Fake him the sweep. Fromm has some room out to the left side, a race for the first down marker, and he might just have it. Yeah. Tanner Fromm of Plainview has taken every snap. Scampers out from the 28 to the 37. That's a 9-yard pickup and a first down for the East All-Stars. 7.5 minutes to go here in the opening of the third quarter. And this is Roos keeping it the whole way, but he turns right up into the field of Keegan Schuler of Hitchcock County. First guy there. Schuler came up from that linebacker spot. We've seen Roos take just 2 offensive snaps, I think, at quarterback. Second and 10. Fromm wants to throw. Near side, incomplete, just a little bit behind Jake Rath of LCC, the intended receiver. And it will bring up 3rd down and 10 to go. Just 81 yards of offense in the game for the East All-Stars right now. Schulting goes in at fullback, Fromm under center, tight end on each side. Go with the dive play, and that is the fullback. Schulting, he is leaning. He will, the feet keep chugging. Then the ball came out, but marking it down, marking it dead, but very close to first down yardage. It's a heck of a run by Schulting. Don't think he quite got the first down. It will be fourth and very short here for the East All-Stars. But at 9 yards, that's just about the longest play we've seen, longest run we've seen in the game for the East offense. And with a little over 6 minutes to go here, down by 12, this is a chance to go for it. 4th and 1 for the East. Schulting, the fullback, from the quarterback. Hosier goes in motion. Handed off to the fullback. Schulting, he leans forward. He's got the first down. Pickup of 2, almost 3 on the play. Good run there by Schulting. This time it's Weber, the fullback dive, and Weber, well, he ends up moving the pile a little bit. Now we've got a rugby scrum going. And hey, the fans appreciate the effort there. Trent Kisker was the defensive end that closed things down on Weber before the pile finally just kind of fell forward, but pretty good fall for 5 yards for Weber there. Easton 11 carries, 39 yards. And the lone touchdown for the East. Now Fromm goes in the shotgun. Hosier to his right. And will step up in the pocket and had his arm being pulled down as he tried to get it to Jackson Wemhoff coming across the middle. But a good defensive play made by Andrew Furrow. Called that name plenty of times on the defensive line. Andrew from Sandhills Thedford brings up 3rd down and 5. From just 5 of 14 passing. As a team, the East is 5 of 15 through the air. Little shift of the offensive players on 3rd and 5. Handed off. Hosier leans forward, got a couple. Kason Loomis came up, called his name plenty as well. Pretty much anybody that's been in that front 5 for the West defense has just played really quite well. That was Hosier's just his 2nd carry of the game. 3 yards, all came on that one. He's still in the backfield. Next to Fromm, and before we get going, we're going to get a procedure penalty against the offense. Just the 2nd penalty of the game. Coach A.J. Berkey wondering why was there a penalty. We weren't even ready to go yet, but the officials threw the flag. And 4th and 2 becomes 4th and 7, almost 8 actually. Throw it out left flat, caught but tackled immediately. Great defensive play. Hayden Griffith of Arcadia Loop City. Boy, he snuffed that one out. Let his receiver go deep, and Griffith stayed right in there. So the pitch and catch is good, but only for 1 yard as Essery caught that thing. And a turnover on downs for the East offense. And now the West will take it over. 4:07 to go. I mentioned you saw this Hall of Fame induction. After this play, we're going to head down to the sidelines. Elijah Mosier has a drop in. Kuester here on 1st and 10, scrambling around. Evades pretty much everybody. Now we get a late penalty flag, and we'll check out the penalty flag in a second. But first, let's go down to the sideline and Elijah Mosier.
All right, here with Carter Roos. You picked up an interception a couple drives ago. How are you getting really feel for the game?
Just dropping back and playing my position and being able to see the whole field. We know throw at the last minute, so I knew if I stayed over top, I'd be able to come down and make a play, and that's what I did.
And I noticed this last drive, you stayed up there cheering on the offense, just really being a team player, and that really speaks to what this game's all about, right?
Yeah, for sure. We've really came together this week as a team. We've really focused on teamwork and focused on building relationships. So it's easy to cheer on the guys when I know they would cheer on me too. We all love each other, and it's just been fun to get to know everybody.
All right, best of luck. Get back out there. Eric, up to you.
Holding was the call against the West offense, and we're not playing next year's rules just yet as far as high school football, but the NFHS has a new rule that holding in high school will no longer be a spot foul when it's behind the line of scrimmage like we just see. That's how we end up with 1st down and 27. It's only a 10-yard penalty, but since it occurred 7 yards in the backfield, that's where the flag was thrown, and then they stopped, did 10 yards from there. Coming this fall, a holding penalty that occurs in the backfield will only be assessed from the previous spot. I am a big fan of that. I've never quite understood why in high school you could get a situation like we just had, which was 1st and 27, yet in college and the pros, we always went previous spot on those holds, and it would have been 1st and 20. Like, why penalize the high school kids an extra 5 or 7 or whatever number of yards? In any effect, another pass complete. This one out in the flat to Horner. And it will be 3rd down and 14 to go.
3rd and 14.
Kuester lines up, chucks it deep. This is Bloom. Contact, but no penalty flag. The officials confer for just a moment, and they say, nope, no penalty. And make no mistake, this is an all-star game, and it is fun, and it is a fun celebration, but it's still competitive for everyone out there. So on 4th and 14, Kuester will go into punt formation. But of course, the guy and the athlete that Aiden Kuester is, you never can be fully sure if you're on defense. Might have been missing a guy, and we're going to get a pass over the middle that's caught, but a reaction that is fantastic by Gunnar Mumford of Thayer Central on special teams makes the tackle on Kaysen Loomis of Bridgeport. And the 4th down fake punt, while complete, is not enough for the 1st down. And a turnover on downs. For the West, they will give it back to the East. This is Hosier, and he gets pretty much one there. In on the tackle, Coy Johnston of Sandhills Valley. Also bottom of the pile down there, Slate McKeel of Twin Loop. McKeel playing one of those up linebackers. Hosier, they do give one on the play. 2nd and 9, 2:08 and counting here in the third quarter. Fromm in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff, pressure right away, evades that. Now will lob it down the sideline, but it's over everybody's head as he had Hunter Pope of Palmyra trying to break deep. Hunter actually checked up at about 20 yards deep. And the incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 9 yards to go. For us here at Strive, this broadcast really does effectively wrap up the 2022-23 school year. Over 150 schools that we've worked with across the state of Nebraska, Iowa, South Dakota, Kansas, Wisconsin. It's been a fun journey as we just wrapped up the 10th school year, actually the 11th school year of Strive last year. So we begin the 12th fall coming up this fall. There's a pass over the middle, and it's caught. Essery's got it. 1st down yardage for the East All-Stars, and a pickup of 15 yards on the pitch and catch. Essery has been a reliable target, 4 catches, a couple of them for 15 yards. He's got 4 catches for 33 yards total in the ball game. 1st and 10 for the East from the 40-yard line of the West. Weber, the fullback, on this one. Vincent, the tailback, and they will throw a swing pass out to Vincent, trying for the edge. Got a couple out of it, but he's run down there by Slate McKeel of Twin Loop. And you get a little bit of a sense that the East finding their footing on offense here finally. Second down, 6 yards to go. Give the handoff. Hosier pops out left side. There's the speed of Cade Hosier inside the 15 down to the 10-yard line. Cade Hosier finally pops one there. We'll see where they do mark him out of bounds. Mark him at the 9. 27 yards, far and away the biggest play, biggest run, and in fact the biggest play offensively for the East in the game. Schulting goes in at fullback. Hosier still the deep man. And that one blown up in the backfield, and then Fromm swallowed up. Well, the tackle made by Trent Kisker, but the nose that time, Dylan Baugh of Arapahoe was in the backfield about as fast as you could get, and he blew up what should have been a fullback dive. McKeel might have been there too. They both blew up that fullback dive, and Fromm actually had to pull it out of there, and that's how we're going to end the first half of play. A loss of 3 for Fromm, and it will be 2nd and goal, but from the 12 when we come back. 12 minutes of football left, and we'll be back.
Just shop, click, drive your next vehicle at Tom Dinsdale. You can shop our entire inventory from the comfort and convenience of your own home. Just select a vehicle and create your deal. Get an estimate for your trade-in, choose your finance or lease option, and Tom Dinsdale will deliver your new vehicle and any final paperwork directly to your door. It's as simple as shop, click, drive. Buy a vehicle the way you want. Easy, convenient, and hassle-free. Just shop, click, drive your new vehicle at dinsdaleauto.net.
Back here at Hastings College, where West is currently holding a 2-touchdown lead over East. And we're here with East player Byer. What are your thoughts here heading into the fourth quarter?
Our offense is catch and roll now. We just got to keep on pounding the rock. And our defense, we just keep making the stands and let's keep giving the ball back to our offense and keep rolling.
All right, what does playing this game mean to you?
This is just another chance to show off my skills and to play with all these high schoolers. It's their senior year. Some people get to move on, some people don't. So this is just it's a fun team thing.
All right, what's your one goal here this fourth quarter?
We don't put our heads down. Let's keep moving forward and don't stop till it's over.
All right, best of luck here in the fourth quarter. Back up to you, Eric.
Thanks, Elijah and Justin. Back to the action as we start the fourth quarter of play. It will be a 2nd and goal from the 12 for the East All-Stars. Very much in this ball game, by the way, as we start this fourth quarter. Fromm rolls right, looks left, throws back to the right. Just a little short, though, of Essery. Had completed 3 of his previous 4 passes. In fact, he's 4 of 8 here in the second half. Is Fromm. And it will bring up 3rd and goal from the 12. Split out to the far side, Hunter Pope. Hayden Griffith lined up on defense. They will run a little pass back to the right. Fromm somehow got that thing away, but defended well again. Keegan Schuler from Hitchcock County has been all over the place. He got a hold of Jackson Wimhoff, who makes the catch, but didn't get anything on it. And it will now bring up 4th and goal from the 12. Got to say hi to Marcus. He's out in far-flung regions of Montana watching us tonight. Marcus has been a part of our broadcast for a number of years here at the Sertoma 8-Man All-Star Game, but vacation called, and I do not blame Marcus for being in the mountains of Montana whatsoever. Hope you're enjoying the trip. Fromm on 4th and goal, lob for the end zone, knocked away. Beautiful job on defense. Hayden Griffith just might be your best defensive player on the West tonight. Boy, he has made some plays, and when you're a corner out there and you're kind of isolated, if you don't make the play, it usually ends up being 6. Well, he has made a lot of plays here tonight for the West defense, and he forces a turnover on downs on this one. So a promising drive for the East ends at the 12 of the West. That's where the West will take over, 1st and 10. Kuester with Horner in the backfield will hand it off to Horner, who gets spun down after a couple. Andy Dominguez, Jason Clausen, I believe, in on that tackle. Actually, didn't even lean him forward on that. Another sideline interview with Elijah Mosier coming up after this one. Kuester on 2nd and 10, lines up, lobs it deep down the sideline. It is caught. Big play, 1st down. The catch made by Clay Meyer of Loomis. And let's head it down to the sideline.
Down here, a big pass breakup. I know it didn't quite compare to what that was, but 4th down pass breakup. What does that do to keep this team in it?
It just gives us a lot of motivation to keep on going and not let up here.
I mean, you've made a few big plays here. That one was probably one of the biggest, ending up in the end zone.
Yeah, just got to thank Coach Bulling for teaching me how to be a DB. This is my first game at it right now. So, just...
What does playing in this game mean to you?
Means a lot. It really does. Just, we didn't have the best season this year, and getting one more football game really does mean a lot to me.
All right, go cheer on your team.
Well, thank you guys.
All right, up to you, Eric.
Thanks a lot, Elijah. Kuester wrapped up in the backfield that time. Dominguez back there. Loss of 2 on the play. Kuester 75 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. He's now thrown it 10 of 22 for 204, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions as well. He will throw it on the screen to Grindle, who's got a head of steam down the near sideline, and he's popped out at the 28-yard line. A nice play again, 15 yards on the pitch and catch on the screen that time. And Grindle with another nice play. 3 catches, 96 yards, including that 73-yard bomb back in the second quarter. Kuester in the shotgun. Swing pass. That's Wolf out there in the left flat looking for a block, but good inside-out defense. Colby Casey of LCC came up from a defensive tackle spot. As Wolf makes the catch for about 5. Nine and a half minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Kuester leans forward, gets it inside the 25, down to around the 22, 21-yard line. Justin Byer in on that tackle. 3rd and short upcoming. Bloom is the wing on the near side right now as everybody checks their play cards on the wrist. Horner is the wing on the far side. That's Grindle in motion. Not a great snap. Kuester will just pick it up and run for it now. Lowers his head, got the first down. He's inside the 20-yard line. Clausen of Stanton in on the tackle. But down to the 18 it goes. Pickup of 4 and a first down. You cannot ask for a better Saturday night in June in the state of Nebraska than the weather we've got right now. The sunshine, temperatures in the low 70s, not hardly a breath of wind. Most of our crowd, in fact, our entire crowd now in the shade on the near side. It is just the perfect kind of night. There's a penalty flag coming out. Carson Bloom got his rear end just leaning a little bit there as he was ready to get out and block maybe on the left side there. 3rd penalty, 20 yards whistled against the West All-Stars. And 1st and 10 becomes 1st and 15. Horner to the left of Kuester. And this will be Horner on the carry inside. Back inside the 20-yard line. Byer again in on the tackle. Along with Beeson. Could win a lot of games if you've got Byer and Beeson as your inside linebackers. Rolling under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Pass out on the left side. That's Horner. Got some room. He's going to have a first down as he's inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line. 14 yards on the pitch and catch. Seven different players have caught a pass from Kuester here tonight. He has 13 completions overall. 13 of 25, 238 yards passing. Here in the ball game, Kuester now has completed 5 straight passes overall. He will keep it on the little read play this time and gets spun down inside right at the 5. Schulting makes first contact. And there to pull him down, David Whitley of Lions Decatur Northeast. Just 1 on the carry for Kuester. He's also carried the ball 21 times for 83 yards and a score. Grindle comes in motion. He will get it on the sweep, and it's a foot race, and he's got it. Touchdown. Cohen Grindle scoots in from 4 yards out. Take a look at our Sertoma replay. There's a good one there. Grindle also on the receiver screen. And finally, a conversion that is good. 26-18 is our score. We will step aside and we will come right back to the 8-man Sertoma All-Star Classic on Strive.
Pump up your day.
Pump up my day.
Pump up my day.
Pump up my day.
With Pumped Up Rewards, you can save big on every gallon of gas just by fueling up, and even more by visiting our stores.
Do I have to?
No, to sign up, it's automatic.
Okay, good.
Sign up today at pumpandpantry.com.
Midland's mission is to inspire people to learn and lead in the world with purpose.
Cohen Grindle with the touchdown run and conversion catch. Makes it 26-6. West leading the East. This is Hunter Pope taking the kickoff return. Far side, gets a couple of blocks. Scoots across the 30 and out near the 35-yard line. Let's send it down to the sideline.
Down here with Thomas, who has the hair flowing today. I mean, rolling with that offensive line. I mean, you guys are up by 20 points here, and that's a part to you guys on the offensive line. You guys play a big role, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, what does it mean to you to be playing in this game?
It's very, very good opportunity. Nice to come out here and play one more game.
All right, what needs to happen to finish this out?
Hit our gaps. We need to block on the front. Just play like we can and that we know how to do.
All right, best luck the rest of the game.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Eric.
Thanks, Elijah. Thomas, I don't think Thomas realized you don't have to lean all the way over for the microphone. But good to see one of the big fellas get some screen time for the West All-Stars. Hosier with a carry there. Just 1 on the play, 2nd and 9 upcoming here. Hosier deep in the backfield this time. They will give it to Cade on the sweep play. Looking for the edge, and the speedster does carry it around the end. And they will mark him out at the 45-yard line, so 12 yards on the carry. Hosier went the whole first half with 1 carry for no yards. That came on like the second play of the game. But he's carried it 5 more times here in the second half, including a 27-yarder on the previous drive. I got them down into prime scoring territory, unfortunately unable to convert it. And the ensuing drive went 88 yards for the West to put this game perhaps out of reach at 26-6. But we've also been to some of these games where things start to get a little interesting here as we get to the fourth quarter. Toss sweep to Vinson this time, and he's got 11 yards. Alex Vinson of Osmond with a nice carry.
Ball carried by Alex Vincent. Cooper Woodland, number 0, on the tackle.
And to the 45 of the East. Hall of Fame induction ceremony. In case you missed it at halftime, we inducted Greg Bellamy of Farnham High School. Played in the 1976 Shrine Bowl, which way back then was a very rare honor. Now there's actually some rules in place to make sure that the top 8-man players do get in there. But to be an 8-man player in 1976, Greg Bellamy setting the stage for the rest of the 8-man ranks to be able to play in the Shrine Bowl. Walked on at the University of Nebraska as well. We also honored Coach Harlan Dorman from Layton High School. That's not a town. Layton is the name of the high school. 178 wins and 11 playoff appearances, twice into the semifinals for Coach Dorman's squad back in the day. Brian Dutcher of Greeley-Walbach. He was the architect behind a air raid offense for Coach Hurlbut, and pretty good pitcher in the summer, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Ben Eisenhart from Culbertson High School. Last 2 seasons of high school, 4,200 yards rushing, 59 touchdowns, toppling the playoff records for rushing yards and touchdowns in a game. He would be a 3-time letter winner at Nebraska and got his black shirt later on in his career. Coach Dean Philippi of Exeter Milligan High School led 19 different playoff teams, 2013 and 14 state D1 class D1 state champions, a couple of runners-up in there. Coach Philippi retired at the end of the 2021 season, 165 wins and 80 losses. Coach Philippi has seen some things, man, I'm telling you. Matt Kern from North Loop, Scotia joins his former teammate Glenn Snodgrass in the 8-man Hall of Fame. Matt was the quarterback for those North Loop, Scotia teams back in the mid-'90s with a state championship, and he remains obviously close friends with Coach Snodgrass, was on the coaching staff at York High School for the football team, is still the head girls basketball coach for the Dukes, and continues to put forth those same kind of things that he learned as an 8-man player back at North Loop, Scotia, puts them into play with the York girls basketball team as well. Shout out to Troy Kleffner from Spalding Academy. We see Clayton in this game from Riverside, but Coach Troy, while playing for the Shamrocks, only lost 3 games in high school. They were runners-up, Spalding Academy was, in 1979, and he was chosen for both all-conference and all-state as an offensive lineman. He returned back to Spalding Academy after playing at Kearney State and was a coach and a teacher for 32 years after that. It was just a couple of years ago. Actually, this past year was the first year of Spalding Academy co-oping their sports with Riverside. So it was a fantastic way to send out Coach Troy Kleffner of Spalding Academy. Jerry Lever of Butte High School. He was part of Coach Steve Colfax's powerhouse Butte teams in the late 90s. The Wildcats went 47-4 with Jerry, 4 consecutive playoff finishes, and the 1998 state title. Casey Lund of Newcastle. Well, he was pretty much a stud, wasn't he? He was selected for the 1991 All-Star game, and he was the defensive MVP in that year. Played for Coach Bar Kneifel. Played in the Shrine Bowl as well, and a very successful career for Casey at Wayne State. Chad Misick from St. Edward continues another run of the Beavers, who have made it into the 8-man Hall of Fame. Chad tallied over 4,000 career rushing yards, and in his senior season, St. Ed went to the postseason for the first time in nearly a decade. He was named the 1988 8-man Offensive Player of the Year, played in the 8-man All-Star Game and the Shrine Bowl, and was a 3-year starter for the UNK football team. This is the East with a nice little drive. We'll get you to the last couple of Hall of Fame inductions here in just a second. As Weber spins off the first tackle attempt, leans forward, and he will not have quite enough for a touchdown. But second and goal upcoming here for the East. Theron Troxell of Coleridge High School. He's hit the 8-man trifecta as a player, a coach, and served as an 8-man Football Coaches Association officer. Played at UNL, was in the 1995 All-Star game. After college, he became Freeman's head coach, led the Falcons to 55 wins and 7 playoff appearances. Jeff Uher of Dodge also into the 8-man All-Star Hall of Fame. State titles in 94 and 95 for Dodge and Coach Gordon Pillmore. Was the key block in the Dodge football dynasty, where they're not just fantastic up there for so many years. You can pretty much just start putting all of the Dodge and Howells players in this Hall of Fame just about any time, right? And Coach Neil Woofter of Lewiston. Neil dedicated 40 years of his life to Lewiston and compiled a career record of 173 wins and 117 losses. The number of people impacted by Coach Woofter over all of those years is truly remarkable, and that's his proudest moment as he listed out. Loves hearing from his former players and telling them how much they enjoyed their time as a Tiger. We'll have one more special recognition coming up for you here in just a little bit. But for the game, 30 seconds left and a 4th and goal for Fromm and the East All-Stars, trying to punch one in here at the very end. Toss sweep to Hosier. Cade leans forward, spins, will not make it though, and the West defense has held the tackle made by Keegan Schuler with 21 seconds left in this one, and the West will take over. Finally, our family legacy induction is the Hoffman family from the Spencer and Spencer Napier High School. Tony Hoffman was on the coaching or on the playing side with Coach Bill Mimick. As a senior, he had 25 sacks from a nose guard position. Tony became a teacher and coach at Crofton, went on to play after he was done playing at Midland Lutheran. Mike Hoffman was also along the line of scrimmage for Coach Mimick's Pirates. Was all-conference and first-team All-State, selected to the 8-man All-Star game. Had a college career at the University of Nebraska, where he was part of the 2 national championship teams in 94 and 95. And Andy Hoffman of Spencer Napier. Andy was part of the Hoffman legacy, if you will. And back in 2013, how do we forget, Team Jack first came to the forefront of our minds when his 7-year-old son Jack scored that touchdown during the Huskers Red-White game. it was ESPN's ESPY Award for the best moment of the year. Andy lost his battle to cancer last year, but it was a true honor to induct the Hoffman family as the legacy inductees into the 8-man Hall of Fame. This ball game is over, 26-6. The West wins it over the East. Fantastic job by all of these players in this game, and we are going to take a short commercial break, and we'll come back with the MVP announcements, some post-game ceremonies, and wrap things up from Hastings right after this.
It's thanks to you that we're where we are today. We're proud to watch these communities grow because they're our communities too. Our neighbors, our friends. It's where we live. These are all our hometowns. And no matter what, the people who will continue to serve your needs with the hometown support you know and trust are just down the street. Cornerstone Bank, growing together.
Truck Center Companies, keeping America's truck industry on the road.
having good sportsmanship, we recognize the hard work and commitment of all teams participating. How we act when we compete also shows who we are as people.
Sportsmanship is going the extra mile to earn the respect of everyone in attendance.
Sportsmanship shouldn't just be on the court, it should also be in the stands and everywhere you go.
Good sportsmanship makes competing in any event more fun, but it comes from more than just the athlete. It comes from parents and coaches too.
Welcome back to the 8-Man All-Star Classic. Yes, we are having some fun here tonight. We've got the announcements. We've got the offensive and defensive MVPs from both squads. Let's start with the East team. Our defensive MVP, Justin Baer of Howells Dodge. Boy, we called his name just an awful lot on that defensive side. He was tracking down Kuester. He was tracking down everybody. Justin Baer of Howells Dodge, the East defensive MVP, and Easton Weber of BDS, the offensive MVP, just a battering ram. We saw him do that a lot throughout the years for the Eagles. He does it here in the All-Star game as well. Your West defensive MVP, Kaysen Loomis of Bridgeport, called that name an awful lot, made a lot of defensive tackles. Saved some big plays as well. And for the West offense, there really is just one name to call, Aiden Kuester of Neligh-Oakdale. He set the 8-man record, national record for total offense and touchdowns earlier in his career last fall. And, he's just really, really good. He is your MVP for tonight. And we're going to go down to the sideline here in just a second. And Elijah Mosier has some guys to talk to down there. Elijah?
All right, down here with the MVPs for the West. How does it feel to pick up the win?
Oh, it feels pretty good, for sure. Yeah, I'm glad we came out.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. You know, those 2 days, like, in the off season, like, not really been conditioned a whole bunch. They're kind of tough on you, so just glad to get the win.
All right. What does playing in this game really mean, especially representing your school for one last time?
It means a lot. It means a lot for representing Bridgeport for sure, and coming back out here and playing my best for sure.
It means a lot to represent Neligh-Oakdale. I like to put them on the map a little bit, show them that there's real talent out there, and just fun to come get all the bonds out here, make new friends that you haven't ever met before. Like me, I made a lot of new friends, so that's probably a fun part for me.
All right, if you guys were to take one thing away from this week and this bond of hanging with all these guys, what are you bringing back home with you?
I'm bringing back all these friends that I've made over this week. I mean, I've made so many friends and so many friends from other schools that I didn't even know existed, so it's awesome for sure.
There's a lot of memories that most I can't really share out here, but a lot of fun times just hanging out with all the guys.
All right, well, congratulations. You guys took the victory, and go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
All right, Eric, we're sending it back up to you.
Thanks, Elijah, and thanks to our entire crew here on our Strive Sports crew has made this broadcast possible. It's been a lot of fun to incorporate so many different kids. We've got Sandy Creek, we've got Adams Central, we've got Hastings High, and we've got Elijah from Columbus, who has been a part of our crew here today. We can't say thank you enough to them for everything they've done. Even my soon-to-be fifth grader, Jackson, was part of our crew today. He actually ended up running scoreboard and kind of being our gopher, our stage manager, as we called him. So thanks, Jackson. As we send you out to Hastings and we send you out to the 46th edition of the 8-Man All-Star Classic, our sincere thank you to everyone who makes this game possible, the parents for supporting their players for 4 long years, and for some, many more years before that, driving them to football camps in the summer, giving them opportunities, to the coaches who inspire these players, push them sometimes to the absolute limit of what their minds and bodies can do, that make this game what it is. It is truly a special, special sport. Thank you to our broadcast partners, and thanks to you, our fans, for watching another Strive Sports production. The West wins it 26-6 in the 46th edition of the 8-Man All-Star Classic. So for tonight, for the crew, my name is Eric Allgood. We'll say good night from Hastings.